witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning.
Hey, we're live. What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Shaman Sundays. I am your host, Brandon. Let's say hello to Carol Garcia. Hey, by the way, my background's not working, so you get to see the literal green screen because that's how we roll here in Shaman Nation. Shaman Nation, hey, I just made that up. Welcome to Shaman Nation. I don't know. Kathy, hello. Penny, hello. Kim, you're in the background. You're not allowed to sneak in with comments. Carol, I'm happy to be seen. Lord have mercy. A lot has been going on since last we spoke, and a lot is going on. You know what? Let's cover the Paracon first. Bear with me, guys. My producer had to step out, so I'm doing this myself. I haven't done this in a while. So, there we go. The Haunting at the Mill Paracon, March 24th through the 26th. Like 11, what is it? Like 11 days? 11? Something like that. So 11 days to get your tickets to come out and hang out with like the coolest bunch of paranormal people that, I know. Yeah, tickets are still selling fast. Right now, we're looking at like 150 plus people coming to hang out at the mill. We're hoping that the weather holds out. But you know what? Never fear. I do have a backup plan. That's where the Marine Corps comes in, adapt and overcome, y'all. So we can do this. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, go on Facebook. Why can't you see me? Because I have to click that. Now you can. Haha. Fooled myself. So get on Facebook, type in The Haunting at the Mill. It will come up. It'll show the Eventbrite page. And get your tickets. It's here in beautiful upstate South Carolina in the Appalachians, or as we say around here, Appalachia, up in the mountains where you get real mayonnaise like Duke's. So those of you who use Hellman's and all that, it's not even real mayonnaise. Just putting that out there. Angel K, hello. Sorry I woke you up, by the way, Angel K. Like, I didn't even see your text, and then I called you. So I'm just a bad person. Joy, hello. Mary Lynn, you're also in the background. You're not allowed to comment either because you're confusing me. Oh, I gave away two of the guests, but I do have a very, very special guest. Wait, I need to cover. I need a producer. I need one, but I can do this. Let's do some commercials real quick for the products that I am supporting. And we always start with my favorite person, especially my favorite herbalist. So we've got Mama T's Herbs. I love her so much. Y'all might get to meet her. Woo, Mama T's Herbs. What does she do? I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, but she sure does. She does wellness coaching, birthing coaching, tinctures, single or complex, and so much more. And when I say so much more, listen, I was in her shop the other day and somebody came in just for like a little detox or something. And this is how good she is, how much she cares about her customers. She wouldn't even give her the detox until she found out, like, they did a diet plan and, the whole health thing. Most people, they'll just, yeah, sure, buy whatever you want. She doesn't do that because she actually cares. So her website is scrolling at the bottom right now, www.mamatsherbs.com. And there's some new stuff, I think, that's getting ready to go up on her site. So check back often. Buy some stuff. And if you're in the area, stop by and see her. It's a great place to go. We also have Sacred Mountain Retreat Center in Deadwood, Dakota. And those of you that follow my personal page saw me freezing my little booty off like last week because I was up there. I mean, you'd figure a A fat gnome would be warm. No, I'm too close to the ground. Um, so yeah, that didn't quite work out. But Sacred Mount Retreat Center, we just had our uh, mentorship training. So I guess the year is officially open. So if you are a loved one, or a veteran, or first responder who's struggling with PTSD or anything traumatic, listen, it can lead to dark places. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. But you know, this place was started because they care. Please reach out to them. It's all expenses paid for a 1 week retreat, blacksmithing, horsemanship, and most importantly, fellowship. It's not run by doctors, it's all peer led. That program helped save my life. Maybe it can help save yours. So, Sacred Mount Retreat Center in Deadwood. You can Google that, and I will also put the website up here shortly. Um, Now back to comments. Um, Aunt Marie Young, hi. Can't wait to meet you. Well, we can't wait to meet you. Hopefully, I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but it might be enjoyable and fun. Um, who else? Kira. Hello, Kira. I love Kira Coffin. I hadn't even met her yet, but I love her. um, so I was hinting around at a special guest, and that special guest is going to be Mama T. We are going to debut her on here. Let her talk a little bit about herbalism and get her shop out there because she is great. So I'm going to pull her over right now. Mama T, welcome to the show.
Hey, you guys. I am Mama T, the herbalist, the doula, and so much more. I'm super excited to be here today. I'm facing my fears. So if you guys have any fears out there, I encourage you to face them head on or get somebody to hold your hand and do it like Brandon does me every day. But I came on here. I'm sure Brandon has some questions for me. So let's get started.
Yeah, so I mean, let's just start from the beginning. What drew you into being an herbalist to start with?
Good question. Okay, so in 2017, I had been diagnosed with chronic allergies and migraines. And so I was supposed to get steroid shots 3 times a week to boost up my immune system to help me be able to eat regular things like chicken or macaroni and cheese or broccoli or whatever. And so after learning that that was the only way that they were willing to work with me, I was like, heck no, I can't do that. And so I went home, threw out everything I've ever loved. I mean, like a loved. I threw it out, and I watched What the Health on Netflix, and I started my journey. I had already done a lot of research and things prior to the previous years, just because I suffered from some female conditions like bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, and things. And so, after doing that for months and years, and not really changing my diet, just taking the herbs and like, whatever it is, what it is, I decided to take the next step to do what it needed to be done.
And you're not just a self-proclaimed herbalist. You're actually going to school and getting licensed in the whole 9 yards, right?
Yes. So one thing about being an herbalist, you can go into training under somebody. You can be self-proclaimed, or you can be self-taught. It's totally up to you. But I'm also taking an extra step to do wellness coaching, so I can be certified in that. So if you guys have an issue and you're at your local hospital and you don't want to go to uh, let's say like a nutritionist who's just gonna cater to ADA, which is the standard American diet. If you don't want to go to someone like that, you want someone who's gonna take the mind, body, and soul approach, you would come to me. And so that's why I'm getting the certification, and also practicing mindfulness meditation as well. Something that Coop has tried to push me, and I ran from it. But now I have no choice. It goes hand in hand with what I do, and I have to do it in order to get the healing that my clients need from me.
Oh, so you've got a couple of pop-ups coming up around the South Carolina, North Carolina area. Can you tell us Where can we find you at these pop-ups?
Yes. So I have a pop-up show March the 24th here in Pickens, South Carolina at the Farrakhan. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And so I will be there all day Friday. And then Saturday, I will have to step out just for a couple of hours because I have another pop-up shop in Charlotte, well, Noda, Charlotte area, which is like the historical part of Charlotte. That's from 12 to 3 in Noda. And I will provide some information below. I don't know if he's going to allow me to comment, but I will post it up there for you guys. And then on Sunday, March the 26th, I have another pop-up at the Farrakhan again. And so all 3 days I will be between the three, and you guys can definitely catch me there to talk about anything dealing with your mind, body, and soul. I'm here for it.
And speaking of that, we do have a question. Carol Garcia asks, can you help with thyroid problems?
Good question. So yes, I can. We would need to talk about, is it underactive or is it overactive? And then we would go into more detail with it. I have different packages ranging from if you just want to talk about that or if you want to talk about it as a whole, because each disease that we have, no matter what it is not just our diet. It's also the trauma that we carry. It's also things that we have not dealt with. And so when you store all of that together, we can't just say, here's some herbs, take these herbs and your thyroid is fixed. We have to get to the root of the issue. So you can contact me. I definitely can assist you with your thyroids, and we can discuss further in a more private setting what is going on with your thyroid, how long it's been going on, and again, is it overactive or underactive?
And that's a good segue into, so if people do have questions, where can they contact you? Can they contact you on the website, or do you have Facebook or TikTok, or what do you got?
I got everything. If you just Google
do.
me, baby, mamatherbs@gmail.com is my email. mamatherbs.com is my website. Mama T Herbs is my TikTok. Mama T Herbs is my Instagram, and Mama T Herbs is my Facebook. Everything Mama T.
And it's true. Everything is Mama T. Excuse me, guys. I didn't take my inhaler before this.
He hasn't taken his inhaler, and he's still been smoking, but that's none of my business.
See what she does to me? She said she was going to get on to me. But that being said, you have a new line of herbal smoking products.
I do.
Would you like to mention those?
Yes, I would. So I have been under some training with Brendan, unknowingly, but knowingly. And so he is helping me get together some great smoke blends using some sacred Indian native herbs that he has himself, that he comes to the shop and we bless them, we pray, we smoke them ourselves. And so I'm sure he has it for us to look at, don't you? See?
Of course I do. I have one of them. I have Mountaintop.
Okay. And so Mountaintop is one of the smoking blends that we have, and it has Indian tobacco, osha root, and another secret herb that I won't tell you guys. And it will be available on the website at midnight. Again,
okay.
At midnight. I already have it up there. I'm just waiting to launch it. I wanted you guys to be the first to hear about it. But we have 3 different ones. We have Mountaintop, we have Sunset, and then we have Thundercloud. That's kind of my favorite. I just like the name.
Well, yeah, I mean, I lean towards the Thundercloud blend myself, just because it's the story behind it. So if you do happen to purchase the Thundercloud mix blend from Mama T, send me an email and I will tell you the story of why it's called the Thundercloud.
Ooh.
It's got it, but you gotta buy it. You gotta buy the product to get the story. That's how we roll, Mama T.
That is how we roll, honey, because everything that we do comes from our heart, our hands. We're not just someone out here that just selling herbs that don't have any idea what they're doing, or that doesn't even pray over the things or talk to the things or use them ourselves. Everything that I sell, I've done myself in my shop myself. Other people have tried to put other brands up there, and I'm just not with it. Coop, he was somebody I prayed for. Unknowingly, he just popped up at the shop after praying, and so that's how I know we're divine.
Carol, yes, they all
Ooh,
are to help
yes.
quit smoking.
Good question.
There is an herb in there that the active ingredient in that herb acts like nicotine, however, without the without what do you call it? The when you get hooked on something, what is it? Without the
The craving.
okay, well, yeah, without the cravings or without the addiction to
Oh yeah.
nicotine. Yeah, there we go. Of all people, I should know the word addiction. Come on now. Wow. So yes, they are to help you quit smoking, and I started designing these with Mama T for the simple fact that I need to quit smoking, and then we both tried the first blend. I mean, we do. She uses all her products. I use her tinctures. We smoke each and every blend to see what we need, how to do it, and so we decided that to add it to her repertoire because a lot of people need help to quit smoking, and you know, I love to smoke, but I give it my seal of approval because it does. It helps with that cigarette craving. Plus, the spirits do not like factory tobacco because they do not treat it with respect. But anyway, Tabitha, yes, the Thunder Beings. I knew you would know about it, but yes, correct. It has to do with the Thunder Beings, and one of the ingredients has to do with them as well. um, Let me see. Uh, Kathy says, "I need help. Do you need help to quit smoking? Do you need, or what do you need? Let's
Yes.
talk it out. What can we do for you while we're on here?" I need the allergy. Okay, Brenda says she needs the allergy tincture for her kids. You do make a. It's good for
Yes.
the kids too, right?
Yes, everything that I make, besides the detox and the smoke blends, are great for kids. And even the smoke blends, they can be used as teas.
Yep.
And so, if you guys are wanting to utilize what they do for the body for your kids, you can as well. The detox can be used with kids as well, but you have to let me know that it is for a child so that I can customize it. The allergy tincture that we have is kid friendly. It has some mullein in there, it has some holy basil in there, it has some oat straw, some nettle, and a couple other great herbs that are great for allergies, some antihistamines. And so we should be throwing out the Zyrtec and the Claritin this season. You guys have a trusted herbalist here, and if you have any questions or there's any herbs that you want to substitute at no additional cost, you can get that. And then I see that Kathy is stating she needs to quit smoking.
Yep.
So the blend will help. And then we also need to discuss what is the fixation that you're looking for outside of that. And so you know where to find me, Kathy, for us to talk as well. But that's what we're here for, is to help you all.
Carol says she will contact you.
I'll be
That is
waiting.
awesome. Also, Mama T and I have discussed doing some more of the shamanistic side of with counseling and stuff. Offering that through Mama T herbs. I kind of want to throw it off of my viewers. Would you guys be interested in doing spiritual counseling and different things with me through Mama T herbs? Um, there will be a charge through her, but it's very nominal. But it all of the money helps to build her up, get the get a bigger shop. We're gonna need a bigger shop downtown. We're gonna need to shut that one shop down.
Yeah, we are.
But so oh, and
And Brandon, I do know that I have some viewers up here that don't know what a shaman is. So expand on it so that they can
oh
answer the question.
yeah, sure. But first, my wife says, correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, but your tinctures are glycerin based, not alcohol based.
Yes, that is correct. All of my tinctures are 100% vegetable glycerin base. They're vegan. I do not use alcohol. I really would prefer people not ask me to use it. Simply because, I mean, yes, alcohol is good for things, but I'm not one of those people that believe it's good for our body. Even though I drink wine, so don't think that I'm judging anyone on here. I do drink wine, but in the process of healing, I don't think that alcohol is something that we need to be consuming And a lot of my tinctures are taken for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and then we take a break. And so that's why it's based in vegetable glycerin.
So yeah, it's also if you're out, if anybody out there is like me and that's a recovering alcoholic, that's also a really good thing because you never know what would set us off. So I like I say, I do take her tinctures. As far as you wanted me to do the nutshell shaman thing,
Yes.
so as a shaman, I am a spiritual healer. I come from native traditions. I do spiritual healing. I work with plant medicine, which is why Mama T and I get along so well. Um, I just about whatever you need spiritually, or you know, I'm not a psychic medium per se, but I don't like falling in it. Stop it, Mama T. Quit it. Stop it.
I
She's
had to mute
laughing at
my
me, y'all.
mic. I'm hysterically laughing. Y'all, I'm sorry.
Speaking of psychic mediums, Brandy Marie, hi. Hello there. So yeah, just about anything that you need spiritually is what a shaman does. If you need more information on exactly what is available, please reach out to Mama T and we'll go over all the sites one more time before we let her go, and then we go into round two. So one more again. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Again, you guys, you can find me at mamatherbs.com. And that has every social media. You can find me at Mama T Herbs on Google. You can find me if you're in South Carolina, and if you're one of my happy, excited clients that want to come visit me, you can find me at 117 Haywood Road, Greenville, South Carolina, 29607. If you are in the area and you are lost, just give me a call. My number is provided on Google, on my website, on Facebook at Mama T Herbs, on Instagram and TikTok.
So there's no excuse. You can find her. So Carol and Kathy and everybody, well, everybody reach out to her. Like if you just like you've got like headaches or something, you don't know where to turn, just reach out and she'll figure, she'll mix you up something. And yeah, and she also looks like Marie Laveau. Just throwing that out there.
Here we go again. Here we go again. The people
Look,
aren't
I
ready
wasn't the
for
one
that
that
part.
pointed it out. Jeremy Leonard was the one that pointed that out. He lives down in Louisiana, so I'm just saying. Mama T, thank you so much for facing your fears along with me and coming on to the live.
I feel awesome, guys. Thank you so much for welcoming me. And thank you, Shaman Sundays, for letting me be the first. For allowing this to be the first live that I went on. And I'm excited.
Well, it's the first of many more.
It is. It is.
So,
we are manifesting that.
And I will probably see you sometime this week at the shop.
You will. I love you.
All right. Love you too.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mama T. I love her so much. Please, please, please feel free to reach out to her. There's a reason why she's the only herbalist that I will endorse here on Shaman Sundays. And I take holistic healing very, very seriously. So let me try to catch up with the. Okay, so let's put. Brandy Murray says, Kimberly Horn, hello, beautiful. She must know you well. Even though your husband's a sexy beast. Kim, I just had to throw that out there. And then Anna says, Kathy, I don't believe there is anything in the tincture smoke blend that would trip off. Oh, yeah. So good. I guess I missed that question. Yeah, there's nothing that you don't have to worry about it. There's absolutely nothing in there that is A, illegal, B, would trip anything off. I mean, there's no CBD, none of that stuff. No, this is just all natural dry herb, which I guess herb is. Anyway, that's another rabbit hole. But it has none of that herb. It's got the other herbs, but not that herb. If you get it. And look, now that Mama T is off, she's allowed to comment. Um, so my next guests, plural. Um, this is gonna be fun. I know for a fact one of them is gonna be a trip, and I get to meet the other. But we are gonna have Mary Lynn Bast. I always call her Best because she's the best Mary Lynn I know. Um, and I had her bio printed out, but guess what? I'm upstairs. It's downstairs. So we're gonna read just a little quick. Thank God she sent it to me on Facebook. Quick little bit so you guys get to know her before we pull her on. Also, we will have Kimberly Horn of Horn Paranormal on. And speaking of which, this is the brand new SLS camera from Horn Paranormal. Where's my camera? There it is. You figure out after doing this for 2 years, I know where my freaking camera is. So, super lightweight SLS. I don't have the tablet on there so that you can see it, but this is the brand new RH SLS. RH is very scientific. It stands for red hand because the little red hand turns on. Super scientific tool. I think it's really cool though. So the RH SLS, I think it was running. I think I saw for like 375 or 400 in that range. I mean, you can't beat it. I use Horn Paranormal's equipment, especially when I go hang out with Horn Paranormal because I don't have to take my equipment, so I just use theirs. But I love it. I support Horn Paranormal. And we'll get into more of that. There's also a brand new segment on the show called Scott, It's For You. Let that sink in. Let that marinate. You will get to see the very first installment of Scott, It's For You right before we go on break. But back to the bio. And it is such a long bio because this lady has so much to offer and so much to give. And I couldn't figure out how to cut it down because I don't want to leave out anything, but we're going to do our best. So Mary Lynn has a lifetime of experience with the spiritual world. She knew at a young age she was different. At the age of 4, she started communicating with the spirits. Her abilities are all natural. She was not taught to be a psychic and does not need tools to do readings. However, Mary Lynn works with clients who prefer tarot, pendulum, crystals, and other spiritual conduits for their reading. She is a certified spiritual life coach, a psychic medium who provides guidance to individuals and groups. And I'm going to throw this in. She may throw in a couple of readings during this live. I think we discussed that. So if you guys are interested in having a reading, we will get to that point, and I think it's going to be really cool. She is a Reiki healer master. She utilizes her intuitive abilities along with Reiki to assist individuals aligning chakras and energy. And that's super important, people, especially going into springtime and stuff like that in times of renewal. You need to also think about the spiritual. You need to get your chakras aligned. You need to get grounded. You need to go outside and put the freaking cell phones down. Anyway, I'll get on that soapbox later. While living in Vegas, Las Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. She managed haunted lockdowns at the Pioneer Saloon, which is a cool place. I haven't been there yet, but I want to go. Where she met some people named Scott and Kim Horn. I don't know who they are. In 2017. If you guys know who Scott and Kim are, let me know because I've never heard of these people. Especially Scott. Who's Scott? And they invited her to join Horn Paranormal. Who is Horn Paranormal? I still don't know. Anyway, I lost my place talking smack. That's what I get. Mary Lynn. Oh, here we go. Mary Lynn is an ordained minister, certified crystal healer, and author of 10, count them, 10 books. Paranormal fantasies. Recently, she started acrylic painting, and I saw one. Oh my god, it was awesome. It had a vampire in it, I think, and a snake or something. Anyway, cool story. I'm sure we'll get to that. When doing art form, she concentrates on a person and allows the energies to flow through the painting and things show up. And I think I just mentioned that on the canvas, which relates to the individual. Super, super cool. So without further ado, we are going to. Oh, I see my producer's back. Thanks, buddy. Hope everything went good. Everything okay? Okay, cool. Go ahead and please bring up Mary Lynn and Kim Horn. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, that was good. Scott's gonna hate you.
Wait till I do the segment of Scott is for you.
Oh my, I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Weird dorks.
All the comments.
Yes, Anne Marie agrees with me. Scott is a sexy beast. Have you seen that man? I mean, whew. Enough about Scott. Marilyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's Shaman Sundays, and in Cherokee, Shaman Sundays means train wreck. I promise that's a literal translation. So this is how we roll here on Shaman Sundays. So tell us just a little bit about yourself. You know, I read the bio, and it's super cool bio, but I want to know you. So give us a little bit.
Well, I'm just me. It's
Okay. All right. And the show's over, folks. Let's go.
That's it. So yeah, for me it was starting out with the psychic stuff. Like I said, I was really young, 3-4 years old, and just be able to see and speak to things. And my parents didn't know what I was doing, and my mom would ask me who I was talking to. So it just kind of developed from there, and just being able to start working with people. And because I grew up in Texas, and I'm back in Texas right now, but here it's they kind of frown upon being psychics. So whenever I moved to Vegas, I was able to really open up, and I met people who were more into it and into the paranormal. So that kind of allowed me to really open up. And again, that's where I met Scott and Kim too. So
I'm sorry. I mean, awesome. That's amazing.
It was good. She was running the lockdown, and then these two yahoos decided to come in and start harassing her from day one. She had no idea there was no turning back.
Yeah, it's like a fungus they grow on you, you know.
they do. And Kim likes to test.
I do. Sorry. Well, I made Mary Lynn my mentor, and I had this in the back of my mind. Yeah.
That is too cute.
Kim made that for me because I look like a gnome, so we're just gonna go with it.
Okay, Shnome the gnome.
Gnome the gnome.
So
let's talk. Okay, yeah. So you brought up the lockdowns at the Pioneer Saloon. How did you come about that gig? And you know, tell us a little bit. Those of us that haven't been there, tell us a little bit about the Pioneer Saloon.
Well, so the way I got it was I was doing my own radio show in Vegas, and I actually went out there to do a live show from the Pioneer, and then they invited me to do a lockdown. And then I started reading things while I was there, and they ended up inviting me to be part of the team. So I just accumulated a bunch of equipment and started going out and helping. And then when the person that was running the show actually left, I took over and continued from there. So did it for about 3 years.
Awesome.
Love the Pioneer, lots of activity.
yes.
Yeah, one of these days I've been to Vegas a bunch, but I don't remember many of those trips. So one of these days I need to get out there where I can remember them and hit the Pioneer Saloon. Also, I need to say hello. I saw Sky jump in. I need to say hello to my favorite Yankee. Hello, Sky. So like what kind of activity, just real for those that don't know, like what's happening in the Pioneer?
So at the Pioneer is actually kind of a mining town. So they had a lot of people there that were, in the mines, and Carol Lombard was actually Clark Gables. So there's a mountain that's about 5 miles to the north of where the Pioneer Saloon is. And that's where Carol Lombard's plane actually crashed into. So Clark Gable actually spent 3 days waiting for them to find her body. and his energy, and you can see sitting on the bar where he's drank himself to sleep every night and, pretty much passed out, smoking his cigars. And there's little divots in the bar where he sat the whole time. And because he wanted to go up and search, but they wouldn't allow him to. So that's
Right.
just one of the things that's there. So another one is Paul Koski. He was a miner, and he was in prison for a while. So he was a tough guy, and he used to fight and box in prison. So he was definitely a fighter, but he also liked to drink, gamble, and the women. So when he was at the saloon doing his gambling, it was on July 4th. They had been drinking for about 2-3 days, and he accused his friend actually accused him of cheating because he never won. Well, he jumps up across the table about to fight his friend. Well, his friend pulls the gun out and shoots him right in the chest. So one bullet went through his chest and the other one went through the wall. And so there's actually 2 bullet holes. The one that went through him is in the wall, and then the one that missed him is right above it as well. So just being the bar out in the middle of nowhere, it took the coroner about 12 hours to get there. So instead of doing anything with the body, they just left the body laying there, and they continued partying.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Right. He's not gonna mess with anybody.
There. Right.
Right. So let's continue on the little Vegas slide. So tell me about the radio show that you hosted in Vegas and a little bit about that.
So that was, I just talked about paranormal stuff. We actually had Steve DeChevy from the Dead Files on. So he was one of my guests, and just a lot of different people did that for about a year. And we talked about just the paranormal. We did talked about our investigations. And then I also did kind of an astrology and talking about crystals and stuff like that. So it was just kind of a learning for anybody that wanted to come in. And I would also do live readings on the show.
Awesome. And let's go ahead and start getting entries for the drawing. Put in hashtag Mary Lynn, all lowercase, for a chance to win the book that Kim Horn is holding up right now. Hashtag Mary Lynn, all lowercase, and we will do a book giveaway, and we will start talking about the books and such here shortly. So we've talked about Vegas, and now you are back in the Longhorn State.
Yes.
So are you going to plant roots, or are you like me and you're like, I'll be here for a little bit, then I'll go somewhere else?
Well, I'm originally from Texas, so whenever I got the chance to leave, I did. Went to Vegas for about 13 years, and then it's last year came back. If I had the chance, I would go back to Vegas. So right now, it's just kind of where things land. So just taking it at the end of time.
Oh, I get it. So are you doing any type of tours or readings or anything like out in Texas?
I do readings all the time. Chakra actually just did some today. I have a studio, as you can see behind me. This is where I do all my readings and my chakra sessions and everything, and the healing. And I'm also I'm going to come see you guys at the Paracon. So
I know we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I lit sage the other night to cleanse my house, and this morning I woke up outside. It's weird. So
you should have salted.
I need that kind of sage.
Woo. Let's talk about your books. So 10 books.
Yes.
So let's talk about paranormal fantasy. That is a genre that this old country boy does not know much about.
So the paranormal part of that is more the werewolves and vampires, and you're looking at fairies and gnomes and all that good stuff. So that's the paranormal part of that. So my books are...
tell them who the models are. Tell them who the models are.
The one right there is actually one of my best friend's son. He came to Vegas and did a photo shoot with me. So I did my covers because I'm also a graphics designer. So that I know him.
And her?
I don't know her. I didn't take that one.
Well, all I gotta say is that guy must work out, because
he did.
He must have been my body double or something. I don't know.
That's it.
That's
Anna,
it.
Anna can contest to that. She could say, mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh. Mm. Thanks, Godfather. I forgot we had sound effects now. Thanks. Let's say hello to Sexy
Hey,
Rexy
Rex.
Nielsen. Hello, Sexy Rexy, the Dragon Slayer. He will also be coming. He hosts a paranormal podcast as well on the Skydoor Network, which you can actually watch. We have a dedicated website now, www.itsnotatthebottomgodfather.com. So I can't read it. And I should know it. skydoorentertainment.org. I couldn't remember the org. So if you go to skydoorentertainment.org, it is a web-based platform where you can watch whatever we have on live. You can comment. There's also a place down at the bottom that you can scroll to make donations to Sacred Mountain Retreat Center.
Awesome people. Awesome people.
And some various other stuff, which I will be mentioning what we're doing out there in September here shortly. So vampires, werewolves, and sexiness is Mary Lynn. Is that
steamy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know that I would read those. I'm sorry, but my wife might be totally interested.
I want to write some more. I'm sitting there goading her saying, oh, I'll help you write. I got some ideas. Come on, Marilyn. Get your pen and ink
My son
going.
actually wanted to read the book. So he's 30. So I sent him the book probably about 5 years ago. And after he reads it, he's like, Mom, you should have sent me the censored version.
But where's the fun in that?
Right?
I accidentally now read one paranormal fantasy book when I was a kid. It was by some writer named Poppy Z. Bright. I don't know, but it was like a vampire, and then it was weird, and I'm like way too young for what I learned. So, but yeah. Anyway, so what? I mean, hold on a minute. We have redone the studio, and I'm hurting myself every which way. It's just welcome to the train wreck, you know. Yeah, you could blame Kim. She wanted you on the show, and then when she told me about you, I wanted you on the show. But she failed to mention that this rarely goes as planned.
Yeah, well,
Actually, I've been watching for a couple weeks, so.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
I hope I didn't miss you in the comments, but it's kind of hard to see everybody. But thank you for viewing and still coming on after you watched it for a couple of weeks.
Got to give it a try.
You're a trooper. Yeah. You are definitely a trooper. So, let's see. Let's talk about the partnership between Horn Paranormal and you. Like, how did that? I mean, we read a little bit of it, but how did that get started? And I mean, how has it continued? And is it mutually beneficial for y'all? Because that'll drag Kim into having to say something.
I think I get the best end of the deal.
Well, actually, we both do because we've actually became very good friends, and she's my soul sister. Definitely. So what we do is whenever we met out at the Pioneer Saloon, they didn't y'all come a second time?
Yeah, we've been out there a total. We went in 2015, and I hadn't met you yet. The first time I met you was in 2016, and then we came out in 2017, and that's when you started really investigating with us outside the Pioneer. Yeah,
I think we went to Goldfield and the Clown Motel.
Yep, Tonopah was crazy. So Scott, as most everybody's been watching, knows that we were just getting started when we got together, and the Pioneer was the kickstart of it all. And having Mary Lynn out there the second time around after we had played around with the equipment, we had bought more equipment, and then we caught the bug. And then her bringing her mediumship aspect into it, we'd just been doing paranormal investigating without the mediumship side to it. You know, was sensitive to stuff like that. So I automatically clumped onto her and started bugging her, asking her all kinds of questions about the world. I know she thought I was a little fly, like, get off me. But over time, I won her over.
Not at all, never a fly. So that's where I actually became Kim's mentor, and just being able to, because whenever I first met her, I knew that she had the abilities as well. She had just closed off. So, and it was something that just talking to her, she was started opening up. So that's where I just kind of help her along with it and just kind of tell her what I think, if it's something, and I'm completely honest with her. I'm not going to tell her, or tell anybody that I'm working with what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear.
In the beginning, I remember I used to test her all the time. I mean, we went out one time. I mean, I would put her in a situation where we were actually getting stuff on the SLS camera and seeing stuff. And I'd put her in a position to get her to tell me what she's seeing and feeling, already knowing we were catching something, to see if she actually would feel it. And she'd be right on cue. And I'm like, well, let's try this. and so then I'd start feeling pretty good about things. Then she'd give me a reading and I'd pout because it would be something I didn't like. So then off to the testing board again. Poor lady. So she would get tested on a bunch of stuff all the time, testing to see if what would come true. The whole typical crap that you do to people. That is
right. And she still does it. But that's the thing. She still does it. There's times that, well, what do you see?
Right.
But it's partially to help me when I get really confused. I'll do that to her because then it gives me more clarity, because I'm having a way of trying to figure something out and I might need that different perspective. So I have to ask more questions, and I do it kind of in a kind of backwards way sometimes, but
when you're starting out and you're just learning, it's something that is like, for me, it's like you put your thoughts and your feelings into it, and it's like how you want to see it. Sometimes that's not going to be the way it is. It's just it's a different perspective, and say, well, what if you look at it this way? And just our partnership is to the point of, she calls me, I'll call her, anytime if they're out doing an investigation. If I can go with them, I'm right there. But if I can't, they'll also call me. And that's what she did actually when they went to New Orleans.
Yes.
Oh,
I like to have her.
We'd like to welcome Greg Koss to the show. He says, good evening, ladies. Greg Koss hosts two wonderful, wonderful paranormal podcasts. One is The Shadow Hunters, and the other is Metaphysical Crossing. Check it out whenever you get a chance. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Greg's good dude.
Thanks for tuning in, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Almost tipped my computer over. I'm having trouble. I need more sage. It's bad. So do you make a habit of taking in strays? Let me rephrase that. Do you offer mentor training as a thing, or is it just pick and choose?
It just kind of happens. It's people, it's drawn to me. And if I feel comfortable with them, then I open up. I've had people that'll try to latch on, and it's like, no. So that's to where I'm kind of picky and choosy about who I do allow, because if they are kind of on the dark side, I'm not going to work with that, because I like working in the light. Everybody has a little bit of a darkness, and you can be able to see and be able to work with that. But if you lean towards that, I don't want that. So I would rather work on the light side.
Well said. Yeah, I don't like working on the dark side either. I mean, I have a little bit of it, but yeah.
Everybody has.
It's a little slippery slope, though, if that's all you focus on.
Yeah. Everybody has it, and the further you get into it, the more you're drawn into it, and it affects every aspect of your life.
Right. Anne Marie Young says balance. 100% correct.
Absolutely.
So we got about 10 minutes before we do a commercial break. So let's talk about and I debut, Scott, it's for you. Godfather, I'll play that one first, and then you can run the commercials, but in like 10 minutes. So when we come back, are you willing to do some readings for the viewers?
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, so you guys, you'll have.
Yes. Oh, is that the picture?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I wish I had it to put up on Facebook for you guys to see. There you go. Yeah.
Yep, there's the snake.
And the vampire guy is
Yep.
over there next to the snake and the staff. And then, there was a lot going on. She did that the night before. The second night we were at the New Orleans doing a investigation in Marie Laveau house. Actually, Marie Laveau's
And,
second lived there.
and we're definitely going to dive into that more after the commercial before we start doing readings. But I wanted to devote more than 10 minutes to that because I
cool.
think I have so many questions about, like, what do you call it? Like intuitive painting or what,
Yes. I'm just doing intuitive art because I do paint pouring, and I literally just started probably in October. So I'm still learning, and it's literally just dumping paint, different consistencies. So it's I can't control where it goes, and it just happens. And as I'm thinking of somebody, that it's just really cool the way it does.
It blows me away because I was actually talking to Angel Kay about her paintings. She does the same thing, and she showed me a few of hers. The same thing. Stuff comes out in intuitively, and it's amazing. It fascinates me. It really does.
Yeah,
I don't
when
know
Kim
how many.
showed me that. Yeah, when Kim showed me that picture, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I
There's
see
more
it.
than that.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
because it was.
why I can't-
We're going to talk about it. So, but yeah, it was just funny because I had actually called her not knowing where they were at. So we'll talk about it later.
I know when Mary
Speaking
Lynn
of-
first started doing this, she was showing me, she was actually painting and doing stuff. It was her way of decompressing from work. So she was just doing it to relax. It wasn't to do it intuitively. But as she was doing her stuff and she was so stressed out about work, and knowing her so well, I started looking at her paintings like, that's that, and that's that. And it was exactly the scenario, subconsciously or however, of her work situation. And then she started these pours, and it's like, wow, now you're not even drawing these, and these are coming out. That to me blows my mind. Totally blows my mind. So
I can't wait to talk about paintings because we have a famous painter here, and he's going to talk about the pretty little
That's
trees.
funny.
I have so much over here in my little. I keep forgetting to have freaking sound samples.
I see Carol wants a reading there, Brandon.
I am. I'm actually. I'm. Continue to ask for readings. I am actually marking them with a blue star so we don't lose you in the mix. And it will be, I guess, first come, first served. We had a question here. Dina says, would that be the same style as thought form painting?
I've never put a name to it because I literally just started. So I would think so. For me, it's just thinking about a person. So yeah, I would think that would probably be a good term for it. So thinking about a person or situation, and then whatever it is comes out in that painting.
And then Kathy says, what got you started on doing the paintings and knowing that it was in you already, just waiting to come out?
So actually, I started acrylic painting in June of last year because I went to a sip wine and paint with a friend, and I had fun with it. So I decided to get my own stuff and tried it again, and it ended up I found that I kind of have a talent for it. So it's something just learning and just picking it up. So didn't know it was there.
It's always fun to find a talent that you had no clue that you were even good at or liked, and then poof. Yep. Yeah, I get it. I do that. I did that with leatherworking. I never thought, in my life that I would like leatherworking, and then one day I did it, and yeah. So
hey,
yeah, I saw your Ouija board, and I want one.
Okay.
I get a planchette, or whatever they're called. I don't even know the name.
It's a planchette, yeah.
Yeah. He has a keychain. Those are cool too.
That is 2 out of 5 sold. So there will be 3 more available at the Paracon, unless I have some free time to make 1 or 2 more, which really, what is free time?
Right.
It's not like I have a Paracon coming up or anything.
You can
Thanks,
sit
Scott.
around. You can sit around the campfire instead of whittling on a stick. You can be sitting there with your little leatherboard and whipping stuff out for us.
So are you doing those freehand, or do you have, or is it burning, or how do you do those?
I do. I burn. I take like a wood burning pen, and I just change the tip out, and then I burn all the design into the leather, and then do a couple of other processes with acrylic, like clear acrylic on top, so the planchette actually slides.
Right.
So I mean, you know, you can use it as like a decorative piece, or you could actually use it.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, they take me about, I don't know, 4 hours a piece to make, and
That's
it's
not too bad.
enjoyable. No,
Okay.
now the first time took me 3 days.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Trying to
because,
figure
you
it
know,
out. Yeah.
but I've gotten it down to like a 4 hour process. So,
Okay.
I might make some more.
So
But,
can you do
yeah, there's-
specific designs for like people if they want something special on there, or is it, do you have just kind of your generic?
I just sort of have my generic right now that I got good. I don't think I'm good enough freehand yet to do special designs, but I can if you want me to.
Okay.
I can
So I'm a
always
graphic
probably.
designer, so I can
Okay.
help you come up with some designs too, to be able to come up with something different.
I can always
all
have a
you would have to
stencil
do is-
made.
Yep.
I can get like a metal stencil made out of it that will stand the heat. And yeah,
Yes.
okay. We have a project to work on.
Hey,
I
It
like
is,
it. It's
you have a
tedious.
project too.
We do.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. A
yeah.
book writing project. I have a feeling.
Yes, you
That
know
too,
about that.
yes.
Yep. Yep.
So okay, and Angel K has a great question because I don't even know. By the way, Anne Marie Young, I do have some planchette key rings, so I'll set you on aside for the Paracon. Anne Marie says, or not, Angel K says. So do we call him the whittling gnome now? I mean, something to think about.
Yep.
And then Carol says, is it relaxing to do that? Yes. Anything tedious with my severe PTSD from combat and whatever, anything tedious that I can do, like leather work or, you know, leather burning. And I've started to solder and make little paranormal devices here or there. I'm trying to learn from Katie Stafford. I brought it to your house. I showed you what I made.
I know. We even tried it out a little bit. We didn't want stuff going off in our house though, so it was on and off real quick.
Well, yeah. So, but yes, Carol, anything tedious like that is awesome. But that's for me. Some people get frustrated and, you know, throw their phone through a window or something. Not that I've ever done that before.
Anna.
I've never broken a flat screen TV with a cell phone. Ever. Nope.
Is this one of those? I've never ever, and you have to take a sip of whatever you got to drink.
You take
I've
a drink.
never ever-
Right, yeah. If I still drank, I would be on the floor drunk by now because I'd have to drink the whole time I was saying that. So we are coming up to the halfway mark. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to play the very first installment of Scott Is For You. Now, let me just give a little background. If you ever have me over to your house and you have a Ring camera, I'm sorry, because stuff like this happens. So we will call this episode Clean Your House. So here we go. Scott, it's for you.
We're not buying any.
I want to clean your house. I want to clean your house.
Not for sale. Not for sale.
I want to clean your house.
They get better. That was our very first. That was our pilot.
Yeah, that was the pilot episode. Ooh, do they get better from there? And maybe props come out. Who knows? But once I figured out that, and she started it by talking on the ring. I would have never thought about the ring. But oh no, did I ever. So this is going to be a weekly, very weekly episode.
Yeah, he's
segment
coming
of the
back out
show.
here.
Yeah, I'll be back out there to make more. But we have several on tap.
My goodness.
Let's check out hashtag
Leave me, Ricky. Yeah.
Don't. Oh, I'm sure that our all-knowing man behind the curtain is going to play the "Don't Leave Me, Ricky" as well. So, yep, stay tuned for our shaman running after Ricky. Marilyn, have you seen the Ricky "Don't Leave Me, Ricky"? Oh my God, are you in for a treat? So we're going to take about a 6-7 minute. I don't know how many commercials we have, but we have some new shows coming to the network that we're going to do, plus a very special episode of Murder Mysteries Cold Case that we're going to run the commercial. So about 6 minutes, grab you something to drink, get you something to eat. And then when we come back, we will be talking with Mary Lynn and Kim more about intuitive paintings, and we will have some Mary Lynn will do some readings. So please stay tuned during the commercial because this gnome needs a drink. And we're back.
Hello. A nice hat. What is that? I think you should almost be like having some kind of musical band instrument. Oh.
There you go.
All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Where's my other hat?
Hey, so you
There's
really
my
have
co-host.
Hey.
It's my co-host.
Is it just me, or does anybody ever else wonder when people wear hats if they have head of hair under there? So there's Brandon. He's got hair.
I got hair. And now I don't have hair. Okay. I don't know. That's the only gnome hat I have for now. Now that I've said that.
I'm not crocheting anymore. I've got too many projects right now.
Yeah,
I still owe Mary Lynn a Chucky doll. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, welcome back to Shaman Sundays. I'm still your host, Brandon Cooper, I think. We're back with Mary Lynn and Kim. And we're going to be talking about some intuitive painting, maybe some readings. Maybe the train will get back on the rails. Who knows? I hope everybody had a chance to go get you a soda or a cocktail or whatever that you need to make it through listening to me for another hour. Oh,
my lighting
so let's
went
just
dark.
Whose lighting went dark?
Mine. I'm not.
Well, yeah. Didn't we just talk about the dark side?
Yeah.
Not allowed.
I really wanted to cut a joke back there when he said it about him, Scott falling behind him in the dark side of the moon, but I didn't think it would be appropriate, so I didn't say it.
Well, anything goes on this show, apparently. Try to fix my camera angle here. So for those of you just joining us, I can't figure out how to get my background to work so you get to see the actual green screen. If anybody out there knows how to screen print or something, I sure would like to get my background screen printed. So let's also follow up with hashtag Mary Lynn, all lowercase, hashtag Mary Lynn. Put that in the comments, and you will be eligible for the drawing of one of Mary Lynn's
her
first book, Steamy Butt Lady. No, that's not the name of the book. That's crazy. I bet it's about werewolves, though, because it's got a full moon.
It is.
Anyway, so the genre is paranormal fantasy.
Yes.
And so if you've seen Twilight, first of all, vampires don't.
Your version of Twilight.
Right, and vampires don't sparkle.
No.
No. Let's just get that out of the way. So, Mary Lynn, let's talk about your intuitive paintings. You showed one right before the break. Let's talk about that one because there's a really cool story behind that.
Yes, she actually did too, and she sent me the picture, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to post it up here or not.
You know what? Even if you email it to me, I can put it on an overlay.
Okay.
I sent it to you in Messenger, Brandon.
Yep.
Oh, did you? Okay.
That lower left corner you can't see. I blew it up on a thing. I could send it to you in Messenger. This right here, you guys can't really see, was a hand that came through here. And what was so pertinent to this is where we were investigating and running into energy in the house. was the known gangsters, and down in Louisiana, the Black Hand. They were a mob, and they were working just a block down. The Black Hand was down there, and
Did you say the
they were
gnome? Did you say the gnome gangsters?
known.
Never mind. Please continue. Sorry, I got excited.
They were a gay. I want to say they were Irish, from what I was told, and they ran their just around the block, and they were known for being really, really bad dudes, and they were called the Black Hand. And it was really weird because I hadn't told her any of this stuff. And she's like, I'm getting on your ghost hunt. I keep seeing, she's like, hands. And I'm like, there's a hand. And all up in there's a hand. I was like, we were just talking about the Black Hand. And
yeah, so whenever I started doing this painting, I was literally starting to do it. I was going to do just kind of a background to make it look marble. And as soon as I put that on there, that showed up as like, okay, I'm stopping. So I sent it to Kim, and then that's where she told me where she was at. So it's like, okay, that works.
The other one's a good one.
I'm transferring them now so people can see.
Okay.
So
on the other one, okay, then yeah, on that one, the one that you're going to be bringing up is kind of the story on that one is I didn't know when they were going to start the investigation, and they were in New Orleans at that time. I kind of knew where they were going, but not exactly when and exactly where. So as I started doing that, I poured it, and then that popped up because I was thinking of Kim doing the investigation, and it was like, so I called her. I was like, you guys need to be careful. Definitely protect yourself on this. And then I showed her that picture.
Yeah. And that was that the second or the first night you drew that, Mary Lynn?
The hand was the first night, and then this one was the second night because I didn't, like I said, I didn't know what time they were going to go, and they had just walked in.
So with that whole New Orleans investigation, we had the Tallies that live down there. They run a tour group for 30 years. They've been down there, and we got to know them because they bought our equipment, and really super good people, by the way. And the tour company, they know their history of New Orleans. I mean, it's right down in the French Quarter. They're right in the thick of it, giving their tours, their paranormal tours, and they really have their history straight. So I want to put that out there, give them a little bump. But they called us and said, can you get down here? We have a one-time shot access to do an investigation at the Marie Laveau's house. But the house just took up over new ownership. We need to see what's in there so that they could get it rented out. And then there's not going to be any more paranormal investigating. He wants the icky stuff out to know what's there. So I'm like, okay, we jumped in our little RV and started on Friday night and drove straight through to Louisiana. And so we get there and we get all settled in the RV spot right across from the cemetery down there, the second where Marie Laveau's second is buried, and meet up with them, and we go right into investigating mode. And so we get over there and we do a walkthrough, and I call Mary Lynn on the walkthrough. I said, okay, I've already kind of walked through here once. I know what my hot spots feel like. But here comes the testing and the clarification again. I said, okay, I want you to come through here with me. And as I walk, you tell me where you're getting the hot spots. And she was spot on. She was spot on with 5 other mediums that were brought in, different people from other groups that came in. Because the people, the Tallies, they actually work with the Catholic Church. So it was one of those kind of situations. They have to have their facts straight, pretty much. You know how that goes, taking it to the church. So we hooked up our equipment. We caught amazing stuff, enough that the church came in and blessed the house. But the Saturday night, that was the story. Jennifer Talley knows her history. And so we were asking about certain things, and she told us about the Black Ann living around the corner and why we'd pick up, because there was an actual man who was killed outside the house. And we were picking up his spirit laying on the ground. He had been mugged and beaten. And that Mary Lynn had drawn that picture. Basically, you know, there was some stuff outside the house right there. And that was the feeling, is he wasn't tied to actually Marie Laveau's house. So then the next night, the next day we had done our tourist thing, and we had went into oh my gosh, I can't even think of the voodoo shop down there in the French Quarter. And I picked me up an alligator, and we were talking to a voodoo priest that was there. And Jennifer was asking him some questions, and she's like, hey, why don't you come tonight and get your feel from a voodoo priest standpoint about this place? Because we had already investigated for 2 nights in a row, and we already had a pretty good picture painted at this point. And so I get a phone call from Mary Lynn, says, you be careful. Yes, voodoo. Thank you, Dina, which he's going to be on her podcast coming up too. So I walked into the kitchen where it was really active, and she had already painted this picture. And I didn't know it at the time, but I wasn't even paying attention to the picture. I thought it was, oh my gosh, something scary, something scary. I walk in the kitchen, and I'm standing next to Papa Czar. That was the voodoo priest's name. And I'm looking at, he's got different, like a necromancer app or some kind of app on his phone. And we have a laser grid, and we're watching all this other equipment. We're in pods. We have the whole thing set up, cameras running. And I'm looking over his shoulder, watching what he's getting, because he's getting accurate responses right directly to everything he's asking. And he's putting his own voodoo feel on everything. And so that was the night. And he carries a staff with him when he goes to places, and that's what he hits to drive the spirits back from him. He'll hit the ground with it and send the energy out. So I didn't think anything of it. And then I was texting Dina of all places saying this kind of happened, and she goes, hey, can you get an interview with him? Get me set up with him, because did you know he organized the Vampire Coalition for New Orleans? And I'm like, he did? I didn't even know he was an actual practicing vampire on top of everything. So in the picture, you look at that picture again, you see somebody hovered over his shoulder. That's where I was standing. This witch looking thing over on the right-hand side of the picture, there's like this shadowy witch hat looking thing. He was standing there, and he was speaking to spirit. And that creature, whatever you see with fangs, I think it was representative of Papa Czar with his staff. It was crazy. And the staff almost has like a snake-like appeal to it. And we've got footage and proof of Marie Laveau's snake coming through. It was hissing and moving through the house. It's still there. And so it was just a really cool, trippy night. And the picture was like, I love pictures. She's bringing it to me now, because what I had thought was scary at first turned out to actually tell a story of how the night went. It was awesome. I'll never forget it.
So when you're doing these pour paintings or any type of intuitive painting, like, are you clairaudient, clairsentient? I mean, which do you
all the
use?
above? Mine's all the above. Yes. So
Okay.
for me, when I'm doing the painting, like I said, I'll concentrate on the person, and sometimes I'll ask them what their color palette is, and then I'll grab other colors that I feel that needs to go with that, and then I just do it. So there's different techniques, different consistencies, and sometimes I'll go into it kind of with an idea. Like last night, I was going to do a reading for someone, and I was going to do a flower. The colors on it totally went somewhere different that did not even make sense. And then just looking at it, and then kind of, and even my husband, who is not intuitive or admits to it anyway, was looking at it and was pointing out stuff. And that goes along with that person that I haven't done the reading for, but I know that's what it goes to her. So that it comes through.
Well, that's all right. One of these days, I'm going to have to get you to do one for me.
Okay. Are you bringing your stuff, your supplies with you, Mary Lynn, when you come down to the Paracon?
I just need a place but I need to have a place to be able to wash up, because that gets really messy. Because if you look under that picture,
there's a bathhouse there.
I can take care of that.
Okay.
So
what, you gonna dump it in the creek? I mean,
it's acrylic paint. It's water based.
I mean, I can.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, Mary Lynn, but I just think it is amazing.
And I will bring supplies. That will be fun. I'll show you guys how to do it.
Awesome.
That would be amazing. So yeah, and I got a place for you to clean up all that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So I'm trying to read real quick. Oh, okay. So Dina said that That vampire was Nova, New Orleans Vampire Association.
Thanks, Dina. I stumble on my words sometimes.
That's okay. Vampires are weird.
Didn't you say
No, I didn't.
that you're a shaman?
I need to get down there. I need to go talk with Nova about some things. So real quick, if you would like, and I know a guy. Forget about it. Not for nothing, but there's vampires down here. Sorry.
Yeah.
It must be the hat. It's got to be the scally. It's because I'm wearing a scally. I'm from Boston. If you want to get a reading during this live for Mary Lynn, please just put something up in the comments and I will start. And then, because we're about to start that here shortly. Let's cover this and then we'll cover it again. Where can people find your books?
Everything's on Amazon. Mary Lynn Bast. It's under my name there. And then I have my website is not working right now because I've got it on pause. So, but Intuitive Touch World is my main website because I also do the spiritual products and that's where I offer my services and stuff like that. But intuitivetouchworld.com is where they can find me. And Facebook is Mary Lynn Bast. Everything is there. And then for my artwork, I'm actually starting a website for that as well. And I'll start a Facebook page for that too.
And I just wanted to add that when she comes down to the Paramail, she's driving out from Texas, so she'll meet us there. Woohoo! We're going to share our booth with her, even though she's coming to represent as paranormal investigators. Scott's selling his equipment. Mary Lynn's going to be selling her stuff separate. She'll be representing paranormal, but her stuff is separate. She'll be using the booth for her, all this stuff and so you guys, that's her deal, but you'll get to see all the stuff and the cool things that she does. Things that I love.
Room sprays, bath soaps, body wash or body bath salts, hand lotions. The room sprays I do, everything is essential oil and I make everything. But I also use crystals inside of them. So I do put those energies. So as I'm making them, they're all positive energies.
Angel K says, Mary Lynn, it'd be interesting to see what you got through sculpture or sculpting.
I have always wanted to do that. I will have to try that.
I wonder, does Angel, do you do sculpting? We never touched on that. I'm curious about that. I don't know if I know anybody who does it. That'd be good. Mary Lynn, we'll test you.
There we go with the
I've always wanted to try it. But how do you intuitively do a sculpt without just getting started without a base? You get
Patrick Swayze and you get the music going and you get
I figured there was going to be a ghost reference. Angel K said she had started before surgery.
Oh, yeah. That'll be cool to see.
Yeah.
You get all healed up so we can see your stuff.
And she says, wait, where did it?
Lump of clay.
I don't know. Yeah, a lump of clay.
I make candles. So, Carol, yes, I do make candles, and I also put crystals in those candles as well.
So,
yes, I have seen stuff in the wax whenever I burn those, like the color of the wax, whenever it goes dark, it's getting rid of those energies in the room.
Do you read cigar smoke?
I've not tried, but I probably could.
I had an interesting, I was down in Florida in a little Cuban section of town at a cigar bar, and this woman through a translator started reading my smoke, and I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Huh. That's
cool. It was pretty neat.
Okay. Yeah. So I do see shapes and auras and stuff like that whenever I look at people. I can just feel those energies. So would be interesting to see.
Maybe you can add that to the repertoire.
I could.
So let's see who has signed up. I think I have 4 people. I have Carol Garcia, I have Anne Marie Young, Rose Sue.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
She lives in Deadwood. She's the one I wanted to meet, but she wasn't working that night, Brandon.
Oh, we
She's
did
now-
come to try. We came to try to see you.
Yep, she's now at Sloan 10, she was telling me. So, yeah, I know where she's at. Stop in and say hi.
If you would like, okay, so now we have a link to Mary Lynn's books on our website, and it's active under the author tab.
Oh.
That website again is skydoorentertainment.org. Also, if you like what you see on this channel and you would like to support this show or any others, there's a tab at the bottom. We do take some donations. It doesn't take much to run a podcast, but what we have to have is not very cheap. So if you would like to support in any way, that would be amazing.
Might have to talk to you, Rose.
Just talk to you, Rose.
She works at the Sloan 10, and you happen to know the owners of that. So
yeah, oh yeah, we do need it, Rose. We need to talk. Mm-hmm. And I'll mention that at the end. So why don't we go ahead and
he called me a goat head.
Goat head. Start. I used to say that all the time when I was in the Marine Corps. When I'd have to talk, I'd be like, "Goat head." They hated me. Yeah, but then my call sign was Spartacus. So one of my officers came over the radio right before we went over Kuwait into Iraq, and he's like, "Spartacus, what? You realize he dies in the end, right?" I'm like, "Thanks a lot." Thanks. So, So how about we start with we'll do some readings, guys. We may go long on this show, and that's okay because I shorted you guys out of an hour last week. So, okay, if you want a reading, please say something in the comments like "Hey, me" or something.
Ask a question so that way I can tune in. Kim has chores.
So, no, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not the boss of me. Oh, maybe a little bit.
So, Carol, we'll start with Carol Garcia because she was the first one I had started. Carol, go ahead. Are you ready, Mary Lynn?
Yes.
Do you need a second?
No.
Sip of Chardonnay. Okay, good. So, Carol, go ahead and ask a question so we can get tuned in, and let's do this. That's why I'm hiding in the basement. Yes, Scott, hide in the basement, buddy. As we wait for.
At least it's not Carol in the closet.
Well, I mean, you do have chores. You got to make more zucchini bread because I think I ate all of it.
No, I shouldn't know, but I'm bringing more.
Okay.
I promised Chris Carr and Kristen if they come to your Paracon, I'd meet them with a cup of coffee, Bailey's, and a piece of zucchini bread for breakfast. So now it's official. Yeah.
Carol, are you still here?
Yep.
There we go. She says she always wonders about her nephew. We'll go ahead and put that comment up on the bottom there.
So which one is Carol? The one in the middle?
Carol Garcia. I have the comment down at the bottom.
So you wonder about your nephew. Are you wanting to connect with him to find out if he's okay? So what are you wondering? So Brandon, do you ever have it to where people can call in?
We are working on that as a network. But surprisingly, some of those options are extremely.
Are you doing that because it's personal information there, Mary Lynn? How private it might get?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's Let's start.
We can keep it. We can keep it broad. Did you see what she said, Mary Lynn?
So she
There you
says, I
go.
can never feel him.
Yeah.
So I do feel that he's around, but you stay so busy doing stuff that you're not catching up on the clues that he's leaving, that he's there. So you're not paying attention. So he's very subtle and very quiet. He was very active, but he's also kind of in the background. So start paying attention. There's things that are being moved and you're not seeing that. So if something's being moved, start paying attention to that.
Okay. Hopefully that helped you out, Carol.
And he likes to play with change. If money's laying on the countertop, it's like he's moving the change around.
She says, I feel my brother, my father, and my grandmother.
There was a closer connection to them than with your nephew. He had a little bit of a guard up. He is quiet, yes.
Carol, I hope that helped you out a little bit. If you have any more questions, please put them up. But cats and dogs.
And Carol, if you would send me a message on Facebook.
She's going to give you a bigger free reading. She can't help herself.
Let
he's
us
there
move.
with you. Yeah, he's there. He's just being quiet and he doesn't talk a lot, but he's there. Yes, the change does. He plays with the money. He loves the money.
And now, Anne Marie, you're going to be up next if you want to think about your question. Excuse me.
Okay, so there's somebody that's waiting for a reading. There's like their heart is pounding really hard and they've got a lot of anxiety right now.
Rose?
Okay, because somebody's they need to connect.
Yeah, I had a feeling in order would just not work. So we'll just, whatever spirit leads you to, if that makes sense to you, please
so that
come up.
person is like they're pounding in the background. Me. You're welcome, Carol. So yeah, whoever has the anxiety, go ahead and post your question, please.
Oh.
Anne Marie Young says, my heart is pounding.
Okay. Because you've got a lot of anxiety. So there's something going on with you that you'd like to know about your guides. You're already in touch with your guides. What do you want to know? Because I see that you have 3 around you.
We're always looking for that validation.
Because I'm getting 2 male energies and 1 female. And the female is like, you're not listening to me.
There it is.
If you're not listening to them, because they're telling you the female one is trying to get a point across and you're just not listening to that point. You hear it. And you actually feel it as well. So it's like they're showing me tapping on the head. And you keep feeling her on the right side of your head, the tingling in the hair. So stop, breathe, and listen.
Or as my guide say, sit down and shut up.
Yes, drum beats now, now, now. Yes. Because that's what it's showing is like, listen to me. So with that, for your breathing, you hold your breath a lot. So when something is happening, you're holding your breath and you're not releasing what's coming to you. And then you're like, and then you realize what you're doing. So start concentrating on your breathing, and that's going to help you. Yes, they do play with your hair. And you get the tingling, and it's more on the right hand side is what I'm feeling for you. So are you trying to get into the paranormal too, or do you have an investigation that you're wanting to go to?
It's funny you ask.
Wait a minute. He is in the paranormal.
Okay. Just now. Okay. So are you starting one right now?
She's going to her first Paracon.
Okay.
I'm excited. I made her something. I got her the rose quartz too to give her when I see her.
Nice. Okay. So Anne-Marie, that's something, this is going to be a big start for you. There's more stuff that's coming on the horizon. Just kind of keep your eyes open and listen to your female guide, because she's going to be the one that helps you through these investigations when you're doing that. You need the feminine part of it to be able to listen.
Is she the one that she's not listening to right now, you said?
Yes.
Sorry, just trying to help along here.
Yep.
So yeah, her first Paracon is going to be with us.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
And
you just started
she
the podcast. Okay.
It's called Synchronicity. It's quite a good show. Not because I'm going to be on it soon. It's just a great show.
So that's part of the anxiety, is that you're also worried about getting into all this stuff, and it's something that, can you keep that going? Yes, you can. It's going to be time consuming. There's going to be a lot of different opportunities, and it's going to put you in connection with a lot of different people. Keep that open and don't be closed-minded. Don't keep the blinders on. Open it up and look around, if that makes sense. So don't lock yourself into something just because you're all excited about it.
I know we also had Becky Evans that wanted a reading. We also have Greg Koss. Rose would like a reading. Stop me when you use names. Yeah.
So real quick, back to Carol, because her nephew is just sticking around. He keeps saying that there's a little figurine that was hidden, and he wants to know where that's at. But he's showing me around 11 years old, so I don't know what that 11 is for him, if he was that young or something around 11 years old with that figurine.
The turtle.
Okay.
Is what Carol says.
Okay. So he's wanting to know where that's at. So he wants you to put it to where he can see it. Okay, so you were saying others. I'm sorry. He was very insistent.
Oh, no, I was just going through names, and if one jumped out, so we've got Rose, Kathy, Becky, Penny, Evelyn, and Greg that would like readings if it goes that way.
Yep. Just grab one and ask the question. I'll tune in.
Okay, so we have a couple. Let's do Becky Evans.
Okay.
I think I read where she just wants a general reading.
Okay, so to do general readings and something like this, I really need to be able to talk directly to them, because just as a general reading, I can, it's very general. So if she wants to kind of think of a question, we can go back to her. But for me, a general reading, everything's going to be fine with her. Um, and it's just so generic. Everybody, it just sounds generic when you do it that way, because she's got some stuff coming up that's happening next week that she's worried about. It's going to be okay. It's going to be some stuff that's happening. She's got to make some decisions, but it's going to be okay. Just take a step back, look at it, and then make the decision. Don't jump into it.
I kind of know a little bit about Becky, and that's pretty dead on.
Okay.
Mike from Manchester, England. Hello, my friend. Across the pond.
That's cool.
So we also have. I'm trying to make sure. Rose Reynolds.
I'm really curious about that because I know Rose you met her, Mary Lynn, already. She was working at the Bullock when we did our investigation that time.
Is she the short lady?
She was the one who was helping us walk around, and she's got the I don't want to say gray hair, but yeah.
I remember her. Yes.
Yes, but she's spiritual and has gifts herself. So I'm curious to see how the connection comes through on that.
Yeah. Okay. So for Penny, I'd like to know if there's anything from my guides or family at this time. So Penny, I'm seeing 2 guides with you. They're not really saying or pointing, doing anything yet. Family-wise, you have quite a few people that are around you. But there's somebody that's on your mother's side that's stepping forward. Did your grandmother pass not too long ago? But it's not too long ago. It's been a few years. So for me, whenever I say not too long, within the past 5 years, if I say it's further back, it's usually 5 to 10 or so on. Because she comes around you, there's some stuff going on. There were some things that were missing when she passed that the family was trying to find. So she's telling me that there was a male that came in and took something. And that she just keeps pointing that out. There's not really other messages, but that's what she's pointing out.
And we have somebody that, while it's a funny comment, I can't allow that in the show. So I'll give you an A for the comment because that's hilarious, but you got to go.
Now I'm curious.
I mean, okay, so just to lighten the tension, this fella, this little troll, says he was trying to get laid in Manchester, England, and he said there's more chance of getting hit by lightning whilst being attacked by a great white shark than getting laid around here. Very funny comment. Hilarious. However, I cannot allow that.
He's just on the wrong side of town.
Right. I mean, dude, you could pay for it.
That's what I'm saying. Wrong side of town.
Right. And okay.
I have a
Godfather,
question for
that's
Mary Lynn.
all. Go
How
for it.
do you, because there's several psychics that are watching you right now, and you know how we tune into each other, how do you block us to be able to read people individually like this and our
Good
energy?
question. Very good question.
Well, you know how I do it, Cam.
Let me test it.
So-
Let me test it.
I know. So what I do is I have doors. So for me in the psychic world, I decide if I'm going to open those doors or keep them closed. So for me, if I'm connecting with somebody, if I don't know someone, I kind of peek in. Do I want to read them? Yes, I'm okay. I always keep this door closed here as a protection for me spiritually. So that way nothing's going to come at me. So with other psychics or anything like that, I feel everybody around me, but I keep this up and let the energy flow. So Brandon, like if I'm talking to you, I'm connecting with you and letting that energy flow, but keeping everybody else back. So I control that. And then whenever I'm done with that reading, I close that door. So, but that's how I do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I do see that my producer has to go to bed soon because he has an early morning. So what we're going to do, and no, we're not going to stop the show now. We can go as long as we need to because I have a feeling there's something that somebody really, really, really needs to hear. We just haven't got there yet.
Somebody needs a message, and if you want me to come back, I'll be happy to come back.
Oh, of course. I'm definitely going to want to have you back. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to run this giveaway real quick so he can go to bed. So roll that beautiful bean footage. You're not rolling it. There we go. Carol Garcia's the winner.
So is Carol going to be at the Paracon?
I don't think she's going to make it from New York. I don't believe so.
So then, Carol, if you'll reach out to me, I'm hoping you're going to reach out to me anyway. I will get your address from you and have a book shipped to you.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Jack Brewer, hello. So, congratulations, Carol.
Yay.
And Godfather, you can go to bed now. I'll shut the show down.
Yeah.
Good night, sweetheart. I'll read you a bedtime story in a little bit.
Oh.
This is how we run the network. Okay,
So
good. He's gone now.
Is it going to be a vampire story?
I'm going to have to get those 10 books. I'm telling you.
Well, now not all of them are spicy. There's just a few of them that are.
Just enough.
Might get spicy ones. Okay, so back to the serious stuff. Let me see who we had.
Okay, so right now there's somebody who has lost somebody within the past 3 months, and it's a male that's trying to come through.
While we wait for somebody to respond, Linda Judd, where are you? Says, is there a medium mentor near me? Where are you at? Maybe we can help you out.
You know, Linda, you don't have to have them necessarily. Mary Lynn lived in Vegas. I didn't get to see her all the time. We did a lot of FaceTime. She lives in Texas. I don't get to see her all the time. So it's not necessarily you have to have somebody right there, I don't think. You just have somebody
as long as
you
you're
can
able to connect and talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anne Marie
so
said,
Anne Marie, are you saying Bobby?
Yep.
So Bobby is saying Robert. So why is he insisting on Robert?
So Anne-Marie says yes.
Okay. Only people close to me call me Bobby.
That's his real name.
Okay. So he liked to joke around. He liked to be funny. And he's asking, what are you doing? That's all he's doing. What are you doing? It's like he's doing it jokingly.
Carol says, I have a Robert also.
But Carol, I think yours was further back. It was farther than 3 months. This one's the 3 months, and I think it is connected with Anne-Marie. So Anne-Marie, he is asking, what are you doing? He keeps insisting on that, and he's laughing about it. And he's showing me that he's following her around.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah, because he just shows me now that he's just following you around, and he stopped laughing. Yeah. So that's where he's saying, I'm sorry. So, Anne-Marie, this is going to get really personal with you, so we need to talk offline.
Yep.
Yes. I can feel that. So yeah, that's something I won't get into that. If you want to talk offline, I'll be more than happy to talk with you.
So Anne-Marie, just reach out to her, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, and I can get you guys.
Actually,
connected.
She's actually friended me.
She's going to actually, and you guys can talk in depth at the mill in private because she'll be there.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's a lot of stuff that Anne-Marie, you have held on to a lot of that we need to help you let go.
Then you can breathe.
And if you would like a private cleansing, I got you, Anne-Marie. So that was one of the ones that I felt that needed to come through. There's one more. There's like one more out there, and I don't know who it is. I'm not a very good psychic. I'm just a shaman, and they just tell me things.
Did you say there was somebody, Eric?
I don't know.
So the name Eric is coming through.
Honestly, I want you to talk to Rose, but I'm feeling Greg needs you to talk to him. That's what I'm feeling.
I think. And like I say, folks, we can go long. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark, but we can go another 15, 30 minutes, depending on how Mary Lynn is feeling. And when she gets tired, we will stop.
She's like you, 2-hour sleep woman. I don't know how you guys do it.
We don't have a choice.
Huh.
No. It's just the brain does not shut down.
I fell asleep holding my basic training. I fell asleep holding my rifle in a really awkward position, so I can sleep for anything.
Wow. Now for me, I'll usually go to sleep for 5-10 minutes, and then I'll wake up ready to go.
See, Linda Judd says, I have loads of questions. I feel like I should contact you offline. Yes, Linda Judd. Contact
Okay.
her offline.
Yeah, because you have so many questions. It's like all over the place, and it's just your mind. You're not focusing on one, so you're like, okay, it's all. Oh, you're bouncing.
Is that why I'm picking up anxiety?
Yes.
Like it's really came through fast and
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Greg, did you have a question?
Yeah, for Greg.
Because I feel like, I don't know. Ask a question there, Greg, if you're still around with us. And then we'll just continue. I need
But yeah,
Mountain Dew
there's
to
somebody, there's
sponsor me.
an Eric that's hanging around out there that is talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. But whoever is associated with Eric, it could be somebody else. They may not even be here because I get that all the time. But Eric is here. And that's where, Kim, we're talking about the sleeping and stuff. I'll be laying in bed and wake up and they're there. So that's where I had to put the do my doors around me and make sure that I have my protection at night.
I hate to do this to you, Mary Lynn, but earlier I watched a male spirit walk behind you. I wonder if that's the Eric. That's the one in your house. That might be.
He's on my left-hand side.
Dina, no, we did not serve together. I mean, maybe we pounded some of the same dirt or something, but we did not. She was in the nasty army.
Hey, now, and I'm 10 years older than him. I'm old lady or more. I'm probably older than 10 years older than him, but yeah.
Mama T, thank you. I saw that, and I will definitely put that up.
I like
Love you,
her.
honey. I'll see you in a little bit.
I like her too. I'm
excited to meet her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
good energy.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently the new products have gone live on her page,
nice.
And I will put that up.
Are you getting anything off of Kathy?
Kathy's kind of in and out. She's pushing. She wants to reach out, but she doesn't want to. She's unsure if she should ask.
And then we have Ruth that is asking for a reading.
Okay, Ruth, what would you like to know?
If you're still around with us, Ruth. Okay, here's Kathy.
That's a deep question, Kathy.
Wow.
Wow.
We can do a whole show on that one.
We can do a whole show on that. 2 shows probably.
Right.
So for your guides, I don't always get names right away. That is something like Kim can tell you. Whenever I connected with her, I see the guides, but I don't always get their names or who they are right away. It's just something until I get to kind of know you, and then they start communicating with me. But I do see that there's one strong guide. There's one that's hanging back, and it's like they haven't come forward for you yet, but you have one guide that is with you. And as far as a spirit animal, I keep seeing a type of a canine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wolf, because mine is the wolf. Yours is the wolf.
Gray black wolf with green eyes.
Yes.
Just throw that out there.
And it's a darker gray.
Yep.
But it feels female.
Yes, Greg.
Okay, that's a pretty.
Will you stay on your path? So you actually have 3 different paths that are before you. So the path that is straight ahead of you, you have 2 different things that's branching off from those. You're going to be curious about one of those. One of them is like, no, but so that's going to narrow it down to 2. You are going to stay on your path. However, you're going to take a little bit of a detour for just a little bit, but then get right back on. This goes along with your path, just adds to it. So there's going to be some experiences that you need. Experience that, go with it, and don't stop. But remember, your end goal is still this path. You can stray, have fun, go do what you want to do, but get back on your path. So that's going to be up to you to stay on there.
And it appears that Ruth just wants a general reading, if I'm reading that correctly.
Okay,
so we'll throw that out there.
So whenever I see things like that, just kind of a smart aleck remark. So for me, it's everybody has a future. So it's hard to kind of, what do you want to know about the future? Because is it love? Is it, health? Because I do see there's some health issues that have come up in a little bit recently. So anything on the future, you do have some things that you're going to be addressing health-wise. And then there's some financial.
And then while that soaks in, we have a really good question from Anne-Marie. What are your thoughts about dragon guides?
I love dragons. So yes, dragon guides are there, fiery, and I don't know a lot about them, but I love the dragons, so it's something that I haven't studied those, but I'm kind of leaning towards that because for me too, I can read other people, but it's hard for me to read myself. And I know that Kim and I have been talking about it. I have the dragons around me as well. So it's something that is kind of the Asian, the Japanese background that I'm starting to learn that was part of me as well. So the dragons are something that I'm definitely interested in and going to start learning more about. So I'd love to talk to you and find out what your thoughts are as well.
Oh my goodness. Because we'll be talking for hours. I love it.
Oh, Greg, I love you, buddy.
Greg, you can go skinny dipping anytime you want. Just make sure you get back on your path.
Right. With clothes on. I mean, you don't have to wear pants. But Ruth says, okay, thank you.
Sorry, Ruth.
So, what kind of host would I be if I didn't ask? Here's a question, and my wife and I kind of laugh about this. How many people or spirits do you see around me?
You have a whole tribe behind you. So whenever I look at people, I see everybody that's around, and then if they're associated with you, they actually move forward. You're surrounded. So you have people that's around you, it's endless, and because you're always drawing them to you. But there's some that you don't even pay attention to, but you pay attention to the ones that are in your peripheral. You never pay attention to these back here. You need to turn around and pay attention.
Yeah, I know. I get hit in the head sometimes. But the reason I laughed is I went in for a reading some years ago. And so the guy was shuffling the deck, and he looks up and goes, "How can I help you and your entourage?" So,
yeah, because
it's kind of almost a big deal.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like they're lining up. It's like my analogy that I tell people is like when you're doing readings and stuff, just kind of imagine in the ocean, on a boat, pitch dark. And then all of a sudden you turn your light on, all of those spirits are drawn to that light. So that's where you have everything bombarding you. So that just shutting it down. And that's where that's where you have to close those doors and be able to open it up. He does.
My wife says, yes, my wife says I travel with an entourage.
He does. Yes. I was exhausted when he left here, Anna. I'm not joking. His energy, I was tired. Took me 2 days to recover. I love you, Brandon.
I have that effect on people sometimes, and I don't even mean to.
You need your bubble around you.
Yeah.
So someone had said something before your wife did.
about. Okay, that might have been it.
If I go to one in town, so whoever is doing the cord cutting for you, you have to be able to trust that person. You have to be able to be ready for it as well, because if you're not ready for that cord cutting, it's going to do no good, because you can go in and cut every single day, but until you really are 100% ready, it's going to grow back.
You know what else? I have a toxic relationship sometimes with some of my family members. And whenever I do a cutting of the cord to give myself a break from that energy, I get tons of phone calls. I get bombarded with anxiety, but it's them trying to reattach to me. I mean, it's like, geez, it'll come at you tenfold because they feel it on the other end. They'll feel that cut. And so you have to know that that's part of it. Yes, yes. And I love my family. And that's probably the hardest ones that usually people need to take a break from sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And
you
I
can
don't
also,
know.
you don't have to be with somebody. You don't have to see them face to face to do cord cutting. You can do that remotely as well.
And I don't know if my wife wants a reading or not, but if you feel anything around Anna.
Okay.
Honestly, Mary Lynn, I think you're going to be doing that one on a private level too.
I think so too.
There's anxiety there that, major. Yeah, she needs private. You don't want that out.
You have to think it. Linda brought up with his tribe around. Is that a form of protection?
Oh, yes.
So there are some that are form of protection, but Brandon does his own protections that's around him. So that's why he's protected from the ones that can do harm. Just because they're there doesn't mean they're always good. So you can have the negative and the positive energies. They're always going to be there, but his personal and for me, they're guides. Your guides are protecting you, and because of your practice, you keep, for me, it's a bubble. You keep that bubble around you, and that protection is there, although you do let it down at times, but then you have to pop it back up.
Yeah. Yep. And I do. It's like if I need to listen to somebody else that's around me, and that's the only people that can get through my personal bubble are my guides. They know the way in and out. But if I need to listen to somebody else or another spirit, I have to drop it. But you're right. Immediately, I have to put it right back up because it's like a rush. So
it's like that lighthouse syndrome is what I'm saying. A lighthouse in the dark, and that's where when that protection goes down, they bombard. So that's where you have to keep those protections up. So that's where you learn, especially when you're doing these investigations. That's when you have to learn to automatically do those around you and just around those that you're with. They may not believe, but for me, it's just an automatic protection that goes around the group.
Yeah. I try to.
Practice.
So we're probably going to go for about till the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. We're at 2:12.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up?
I just thought there was a couple more readings to do on there. I'm trying to get everybody a chance at you, Mary Lynn, because I know how busy you are.
And if for some reason nobody comes through, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's just what happens. And I'll definitely have you back on, Mary Lynn.
Okay.
This is the first time I've done I've allowed a reading on my show.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you've done that. I was surprised you said you were gonna do it tonight, actually. So
well, I don't have a say in it. I'm told what to do, and they said do it, so I let it happen.
Well, thank you and your guides.
And it went, usually when I listen to them, it works out, and when I don't, I saw.
So because your male guide is like, nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he has that look of, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Becky, yes, you can. Give me 1 second. Carol says I have a family member that's an energy vampire. I always keep my protection. Yes.
Yes. But it's so whenever you do that protection, though, do you release that energy? Because even though they're around you, that protection can be there, but unless you release that energy, you're still holding on. So for me, it's take a breath, or for me also it's just kind of I'll shake it out and release that energy.
My wife says one simple question: has one of my specific extended family members become a guide?
Yes.
That's all you get, Anna. Sorry.
Yes, she has, and it's an emotional attachment.
Mm-hmm. And then Becky, yes, you may ask another question. Of course you can, because I'm your favorite, right, Becky?
Mhm.
I'm your favorite of the Supernatural Inc. team. I'm your favorite. Okay. Becky says, on a path level, am I on the right path? Ooh, I'll let you answer. Then I have something.
Mhm.
So you worry that you're not on the right path. You also have a couple that are ahead of you that's not there yet, but they're coming soon. So you're going to also have some decisions that you need to make if you're going to stay on the path that you're on right now. You are on the correct path. Entertain those, but don't go that way. Stay with what you're doing. So you are on the right path.
If you can see your path in front of you, that means you're not on your path.
Mm.
But that's somebody else's path that you're walking.
That is weird. I think that message was meant for me. I just got a chill. Angel K. We were talking about something similar to this. She asked me what I saw to my left and to my right and what I saw in front of me. And it was an interesting question.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to see your path in front of you.
No. And that's even as a psychic, we don't know what our paths are until we're there. And it's something is like, we also have those doubts. Am I doing the right thing? So that's just a natural question. And it's something that you have to analyze and just make sure that you're doing what feels right for you. And go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy had the same question about her path. Did we answer your question, or would you like for us to go into it? I say us, her, Mary Lynn. I'm not doing
you
nothing.
too, because you have something on it as well. No, you have something on it as well.
I mean, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, well, that's true, but this, it's not about me. However, whatever you're doing right now is working.
Yes.
But that's going to change here pretty soon. Just throwing that out there.
Who are you talking to?
The one that we just did.
Okay.
But the thing is, it is working. It'll change, but it's going to continue in a different way, but it's going to continue working. So she's doing the right thing.
And my wife says, so aggravating. Yeah, well, so is living with me, babe.
Bless her heart.
That's what we say here in the South. Bless your heart. Of course, what we really mean is I can't say. That's right. Evelyn says, my dad and family and job. Do I have a lot around me? Is that two questions? That may.
So you have a lot of living around you. There's a lot of stuff going on in your life that's keeping you kind of just all over the place. And it's like you're having a hard time focusing. There's decisions for you as well. Your dad does come around, but he doesn't stay very long. It's like he just kind of pops in and out. Did he travel a lot for his job? And then while you're answering that on your job, there's some changes coming in that job. You're trying to decide if you want to stay there or not. I do see some changes coming. And those are good changes.
Drove to Kansas City. Okay.
Okay. So your dad drove to Kansas City from where? Was it like just a hour's drive, or was it a overnight trip? Because I'm seeing that he used to travel quite a bit.
By the way, real quick. Hello, Phoenix. Yeah, you missed a good show so far.
Yeah.
And then Ruth just popped up again. Don't know if the health and finances is good or bad. 2-hour trip every day.
To and from. Okay, so that's the traveling. So there was something that happened while he was on one of these trips? I'm seeing a medical emergency. Brandon, your wife needs to breathe.
Yeah, oh, I know. I'm holding my breath because I can feel it, and she's downstairs.
Yeah, because I can feel her. She needs to take a breath. She needs to get up and walk around and take a breath.
Still waiting for the answer. Okay, there we go.
He was in a bad wreck a long time ago. Okay. So that's what he's showing me. Okay. So what would you like to know about your dad? Do you have a question for him? Because it seems like there's something that's still hanging there that he wants you to ask him.
And my wife said she was charting. She's a nurse, and was literally holding her breath.
That's cool.
I can feel it.
That's pretty cool.
So we're gonna go for about 9 more minutes.
Okay.
And yes, I realize to the viewers, I still owe you 30 more minutes because I shorted you last time.
That's
so.
right.
We'll make up for it.
Time. Go ahead. Sorry, Brandon.
No, you're good.
So Brandon, with your wife, Anna, you said she's a nurse?
Yeah, she is a hospice nurse.
She's a hospice. Oh, that makes sense. Because I was going to say there's somebody that she's dealing with right now that their heart is not, it's going to quit soon.
Wow.
Okay.
Then Evelyn says, just want to know he's okay.
Evelyn, he is okay. And I know it's cliche, but he's saying, I'm proud of you.
So earlier, Rose said she had a dream, and I'm particularly fond of dream stuff. That's why I wanted you to I want to hear the answer to that, because she posted it earlier. I don't know where it's at in the comments, but it had to do with her mom coming to her in a dream.
Okay. So I do dream interpretations as well.
I'm looking for it. Let's see if I can
have her post it again.
Yeah, that'd be much easier.
Yeah, if there's lots going on. Yeah. Mary Lynn got it going on. I don't know. I don't know. Don't let me sing. Show'll be over. I don't see it either. So, did you read for Penny?
I did read for Penny. Yes.
Okay.
So the 444 come up on your computer. Was that a message? Honestly, no. I'm not getting a message on that.
It's a message to restart your computer after the show.
Yeah, it was not. It's not a spiritual message. And that's one of the things she was getting dressed. She was crying, said, I can't get out of here. So Rose, that was not your mom. It felt like a mother figure, but that was not your mother in the dream.
I feel like somebody at work is suffocating from their job. That's what I'm picking up personally.
And it has to do with the job, yes. With the atmosphere. It's somebody that's older than you that you're working with.
I keep seeing
Rose, what's with the fire? What's with a fire around Rose? Was there a house fire or something that caught on fire? Because I'm getting with Rose, there's somebody that passed in a fire. And for Rose, and I know this is personal, but do you have sleep apnea? Because that's what I'm getting, the hard to breathe, gasping, sleep apnea.
I keep seeing, I'll tell you what I'm being shown is somebody's carting in, they're carting in kegs. They're like, they do something with like bringing alcohol into the bar or something is what I'm picking up. Something to do with that.
So Rose, for your dreams, for me, it's there's somebody that you know that passed in a fire that for some reason they're coming through in your dreams, but the hard to breathe has to do with your sleep apnea. So that is the physical part of it. So it's not always the spiritual on that, but you associating it with your mother is because of just the motherly figure. Your mother does come through your dreams, but you don't always remember those. Does that make sense? Okay, that makes sense then. Okay.
And
one more person?
Well, I was
in a fire. Okay. So I hate to say it, but not yet.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the show. Yeah, I'd definitely love to have you back on. Okay. I didn't allow any readings on my show for a reason, and so until I found somebody that was, I hate to say it, but legit. Because there's a lot of legitimate psychics that watch the show, and I love it. So
they're watching tonight. There,
I
there's
have
some
to
good
kind of
ones like that.
cater to, because if anybody's going to call out a fake, it's going to be them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I heard that you were going to be on the show, and the spirits were like, you know what, it's time. Okay, so I would love to have you back on, and do some more readings.
Okay.
Please
I will
have
be
them
happy to
back
do
on.
this.
And Carol,
Of course, I will have them on.
I might have tuned into somebody else because, like I said, Mary Lynn mentors me, and I still look for people to teach me stuff because I'm always learning. I have abilities, but I have so much more to learn. So it could be a lot of things.
We all do. We all do.
If you guys will just stick around to the end of the show, and then we can chat for a second, I'll go ahead and pull you guys down. So I feel like I need to end the show like this. So listen, if you can see the path that you're taking, and like you can see it clear, it's not your path. Oh, your path is supposed to gradually be harder and then softer and then harder. The hard times are your lessons. You need to sit through, and you need to learn, and you don't try to avoid the hard times, because there's always something better on the end. A lot of people just white knuckle and suck it up and try to go through it. There's always somebody to talk to. And just know that you never have to go through your path alone. Still your path to walk by yourself, but somebody is out there to hold your hand. Somebody needed to hear that. I don't know who it was. And as always, the way that I end my show is, it's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain. Y'all remember that. I love each and every one of you. We've had a pretty great viewership on this show. I still owe you guys 30 extra minutes. I will make it up in 2 weeks. I'll make it up. Oh, there we go. I was waiting on you, Carol. And Carol always helps me in the show. Remember to smile. We need a little bit more love. We need a little bit more light up in this place, because the dark will drive you crazy. And while I find my outro, once again, I want to say love each and every one of you. If you guys need anything, or would like to know how to reach out to Mary Lynn or Kim or anybody that I've had on my show, Shaman Sundays at gmail.com. Also, real quick before we end it, www.mamateesherbs.com/products/shaman #smokes. Apparently the new smoke blends have dropped. So those of you that were saying that you wanted to quit smoking with me, go online, try the blends that we just came up with, and be in touch. Again, if you need me, Shaman Sundays at gmail.com. I love each and every one of y'all. See you next week.